This episode of the Nerdy Psychologist Book Club talks about some pretty heavy subjects. While we are talking about a fictional dystopian novel, Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid, it is a little heavy. So if you are not in that space, feel free to scroll on or come back later when you are. Thanks.
All right, we got
Ready
this.
to go?
Nope, let's do it anyway.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Nerdy Psychologist Book Club.
Get ready to explore the psychology behind the magic and mind games of your favorite YA novels.
I'm Brandi Hawk, a trauma psychologist and proud book nerd.
And I'm Deanna Boys, a psychology expert and also proud book nerd.
Let's talk about our favorite heroes and villains, why they do what they do, and what that means for us.
Welcome to the club.
Okay, so for everyone just joining us, every month we're going to read one book, and then each week we'll talk about a different character or concept in that book. This month, we are reading Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. Deanna, tell us a little bit about this book.
Let's talk about it. So Fable for the End of the World follows two main characters, Inesa and Melinoë, and they're in this dystopian world where there was some kind of nuclear thing that happened, right?
I'm not really sure what happened.
Yeah, unclear, yeah.
Seems like maybe the world just continued in global warming.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And they have kind of like a disparate living situation. So Inesa lives in what's called the outlying areas. It's basically a drowned world.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to know. And it's like living out in, I don't know, like the country that's been flooded.
Yeah, it's like a rural community
that
gets constant flooding.
And then Melinoë is a kind of cybernetic human of sorts, genetically altered in some kind of way. I don't know if she's genetically altered, but she's
Not
definitely
genetically.
surgically altered.
Yeah.
And she is in the city, and she is what is called an angel in the Gauntlet. And the Gauntlet is another lovely child killing spectacle.
I'm so sorry. I really was like, we're going to stop killing children. And
Every time.
I'm so sorry. It doesn't ever end.
It never ends. So it is a kind of like two-person story. Inesa is chosen for the Gauntlet and has to decide what she's going to do. And the Gauntlet is something that happens. It's 13 days, which I found that out. I had to look that up way later. It was
hard.
It was hard. I was like, wait, how many days does she have? It's 13 days to try to survive being hunted by an angel assassin, which is Melinoë for her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we pick up we're talking a little bit about Melinoë today, which is the angel assassin who was taken as a child. And I'm so curious to know like her childhood story, like why she was taken.
I really hope that we find out in book 2.
I don't think they talk. Yeah, they don't talk. I kept looking. I will often go, wait, why? How? Because in the Gauntlet, children are chosen because of their parents' debt, or if it's their own debt. They could be their own debt. Someone's debt. And they, a story is crafted by Azrael.
Yep.
I can't stop thinking about His Dark Materials. They always use that name. And it's a biblical name too. But so she is chosen out of the many people that have so much debt that to be what is a lamb in the gauntlet, chased down and murdered by the angel.
Let's talk about that angel today.
So Melinoë is gorgeous, but also like cold.
Very cold. In fact, even ice cold.
Even ice cold, which if you've been to the Nerdy Psychologist Book Club, we always drink a drink. And this one is called the Memory Wipe.
Ooh.
And if you are reading the book, you will know why. Inesa is an angel and she is an assassin and she has to Melinoë has to go and try to murder these sweet lambs in the Gauntlet. But it's traumatizing. And her father figure person, Azrael, wipes her memory or tries to wipe her memory. But they don't always take. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And this is the memory wipe. It's very fun. It is a mocktail, everyone. We normally drink cocktails. This is a mocktail.
Why is it a mocktail?
It's a mocktail because in the book, Melinoë is not allowed to drink. She's 17 anyway, but still.
So fair.
It's a different world. But I chose to do a mocktail for this one because she's not allowed to drink. So this is representing her. And if you know her kind of like character, what she looks like, she is a kind of like white pale person.
I mean, the whitest of white.
The whitest
possibly
of white.
Imagine.
Because also she doesn't get to have any sun unless she goes out for.
But she's got like white hair.
White hair. But she does have a cybernetic eye, and I don't know if you can see that right there. It's got very dark black cherries.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's yummy.
Yummy coconut tea flavor. For a sneak peek, everyone.
That's delicious. Okay, so you started to talk about Melinoë and her memories. And that's actually what I want to talk about today.
Okay.
Is the many, many ways that she tries to cope with her memories.
Yes.
And what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, because all of her memories are kind of traumatic.
Yeah, for sure. She's got tons of traumatic memories. The one that we're first introduced to is the memory of her last gauntlet.
Yes. And I swear to God, I've said her name. It's Sana. Sana?
I think it's just Sun.
I don't know. I think it's Sana. I think it's Sana.
Okay.
I think it's Sana.
I thought that in the audiobook they were saying Sun, but I could also be totally wrong.
Listen,
I believe
the thing
you.
with YA and dystopian novels, with the cool names, and I have to go and listen to the audiobook to make sure I'm saying these people's names correctly. Because even like Kairos, which is like the company, I was like, Cirrus? Kairos? Yeah. But yeah, that was a sad one. Sana or San is, I think she's 12 at the time of her gauntlet. And oh my gosh, this is later in the cabin, but I think Melinoë talks about her being in a white dress and how like, she's like, why didn't anyone tell her to put her anything dark? So I couldn't find her.
Yeah. Why was she in white? Why was this set up like this? Why would her dad put her up to die for his debt? Yeah. That is hard.
That is hard. And she doesn't get to, so what happens with Melinoë is, this is a sad she goes to, it's part, Sana is a part of Inesa's community. She's in Esopus Creek. And so she has to go to Esopus Creek to go kill her. Presumably it's supposed to be an easy kill. Really traumatizes Melinoë though.
Yeah. So the way that she has to kill her is very traumatizing for Melinoë. And then afterwards, people are very angry at the way that she killed this little girl. And so her picture is put up all over the city.
Most hated angel.
Most hated,
human, I think she said.
Yeah, not even angel, just most hated person or human.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's got this memory. And you started to talk about this. So the way that Kairos and Azriel specifically tries to help the angels with their traumatic memories is to wipe them.
Yep.
So if we're thinking about, I have this memory that's really hard, something really terrible that I did or something really terrible that happened to me. One way that we can try to deal with that memory is to attempt to wipe it.
To block it out.
So there's the blocking, which is sort of like an active avoidance technique, which is I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to distract myself whenever it comes up. I think Melinoë's wipe is a little closer to a substance use.
Oh, I was about to say like when we black out or brown out.
Yeah. Right. So she is so overwhelmed by this memory. And so Azriel, who, I mean,
like there's so like, can we just,
he's so problematic.
He's so problematic and creepy. And like, was there an undertone of like,
he is raping her?
Okay. I thought so.
He is definitely 100% raping her and then wiping that from her memory.
Right? Because like if you wipe my memory for this, what else are you wiping my memory for?
Right? And that's part of the wipe, right?
Yeah.
So the wipe is described as being very substance induced. She's put down on a table and she's injected with something that then wipes her memory.
Yeah.
And removes all emotions. Because isn't that interesting?
Huh. Because emotions cause you to remember things.
Right?
Oh, crazy.
Our memories cause emotions and emotions cause us to remember things. So if we're going to wipe memories, we also have to wipe emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But she loses sense of time. She doesn't know how long she's been there.
That actually messed me up too, because the beginning of the book, you are confronted with Sana-san's death and you know that Inesa is sad. And also she has to like take this like cheaper rate for whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's been months. It's been 2 months and it's another Gauntlet. And I was like, oh.
I thought it was like 2 days later.
I thought it was 2 days later. It messed me up.
It was a lot of days later.
Ava Reid. Maybe just put in a date.
Clarify the time.
Just clarify the timeline. Because I was like, wait. But I guess that is what happens, you know, with traumatic memories. And when you jump ahead, you're like, well, whatever.
If you use those substances, whatever they are, to try to cope with the memories, and by cope, I mean forget.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The purpose of the wipe is not to cope with the memories. It is to remove the memories.
Yeah. And we talked a little bit about this in a prior episode. We talked about trauma and just like being able, like your brain can help with this too. If it's really traumatic, they'll just, nope, that doesn't exist. Error 404.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does not exist, is not real. But what does that do to you?
You, she talks about this later. She talks about like wanting to have the experience of that. The experience of that is gone. Everything you learned from that is gone.
Yeah, you lose the ability to learn from your experiences.
Yeah.
You don't have to face the consequences, but you also don't get to learn from those consequences.
Yeah.
And you don't get to figure out who you are.
Yeah. You kind of lose sense of who you are.
Yeah.
When Melinoë was in Esopus Creek, she kept being like, this place looks familiar. This feels familiar. I was like, is she from there?
I thought that too at first. Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. She just doesn't remember the Gauntlet. Okay, fine.
Whatever. I kind of wanted her to be from there
Me
too.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, don't be related to Inesa.
Oh yeah, that's true. Which is a problem in many of these other books.
I guess like they wouldn't be having children together, so
true.
Less problematic.
And like, a couple cousins away. No, I'm just kidding.
They're not related.
They're not related. It's fine.
We believe they are not related.
Yeah.
That is not what's going to happen in the second book.
Fine.
We're good. Anyway, so wiping.
Right?
Yeah. So how do we wipe or try to wipe our memories in life?
Unsuccessfully, usually.
Yeah, super unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, drinking, substances, other substances. No, shit.
Working.
Yes. Oh, we talked about this before. Like it does help to kind of like dive into work and dive into something that can help you. It can really help you avoid and just like stuff your brain with other things.
Yeah. So you can stuff your brain with like a physical substance that you're putting in your body that messes with the connections in your brain, changes your memory structures, helps you, quote unquote, forget what happened and move on with your life. Or you can try to wipe by filling your brain with a million other things. Like, can I put so much in it that the memory doesn't have space to come out?
That happens a lot when you're having like a bad day, or when I say you, like, I mean, when I'm having a bad day, I don't want to have my thoughts. And I will be like, it's music, it's a podcast, it's a movie, it's whatever other thing that's going on that's not going to let me sit there and think about any of my thoughts right now. I will absolutely drown out my thoughts with other people talking.
In grad school, I had a professor who was a lot a bit older. And he made this comment. It was in my personality psychology class. And he was like, I watch all of you young kids, right? This is like an undergrad, isn't an undergrad. He's like, I watch all of you young kids walk around the campus with your headphones on. And it's like you don't know how to sit with your own thoughts. And I wonder, like, how are you going to be able to do anything if you don't even know how to walk from one place to another without listening to music? It's like, oh, understood. Yeah. Okay. That's true.
Yeah, it is really hard to be with your own thoughts, especially when then they bring up all the emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes it easier for Melinoë to do her job.
Yeah. If she doesn't remember the past gauntlets, then she can just go in and kill someone without even worrying about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Love that. Love that for her.
Asriel's an asshole.
She can also go on pretending and believing that Asriel is like her father and cares about her above all else and would never do anything to hurt her.
Yeah.
And that feels good for her.
It allows her to continue on in her path.
Yeah. But what we learn is that that's not true.
No, real quick. He's
raping her. He is destroying the person that she loves. He is taking away memories of any time that she stood up for herself or saw anyone standing up for themselves. He's taking all those memories from her with wipes. And so she is living in a pretend world.
Yes. Yeah. Like what? I just got mad at the end again. I just remembered how mad I was. Like, oh my God. Because she finally started to have her own memories and getting to see the truth. And like, so she had another angel with her that was her, basically like her first love. I don't know.
Absolutely. First love.
They weren't allowed to do anything.
Not physical love, but
physical love.
Absolutely first emotional love.
And Karis was her name. And she, like, Karis doesn't even know who she is anymore. Yeah. And I wonder how much was taken for Melinoë too. Like,
well, so much of it. She remembered Karis, but what we learn later is that she forgot all about the fire when Karis tried to kill herself.
Oh yeah,
in order to
stop
about the fire. Asriel.
I blocked that out.
Don't block that out. That's real. That
was real. That happened. That was an act of rebellion.
Yeah, but Asriel took it away from them.
Yeah,
in wipes.
Gosh, he's the worst.
So if we're thinking like pros, cons of a memory wipe, right? Pros, it really is helpful in the short term. And that's kind of why we do it.
Yeah.
Cons, it is not helpful in the long term.
It is not helpful. And it's not sustainable. And it shows up in other ways and you leak out in other ways.
Yeah. You leak out constantly, right?
Yeah.
So wipe didn't work.
No.
And so it's worked for most of her, but then there's this memory of Sana who is not able to be wiped. She does all the drugs.
She did so much.
Does all the drugs.
She's like, I must have been wiped 12 times or whatever she said.
And so they try something called echoing.
I thought this was kind of problematic.
Please.
In the world of therapy.
Yes, please tell me, because I had the same thoughts.
Okay, good. Okay, so with echoing, you are playing the bad memory over and over and over again. And you're supposed to be desensitizing yourself to it.
Yes.
But it doesn't work for Melinoë.
Correct.
She ends up being like, this is the worst thing ever. And now it's just like everything is the worst or whatever. I don't know. I forgot how it goes in the book. But that's trauma treatment.
But it's not.
But it's not because they didn't do anything with it.
Yes.
Yes. And that was what I was reflecting on. It was like, and this actually comes up too with people who like with like OCD and obsessive thinking. And like you obsessively think over something and you just constantly relive and rethink of that exact thing that you did that was like awful. You're like, oh my God, I did this awful thing. And all you do is think about it and think about it and think about it. But if you don't have anyone else to help you make what's it called? Connections and like help you process it. Of course, it's not going to do anything. And that's basically what they did. And
exactly.
And then I was like, oh, but I'm worried that people will see this as like, well, trauma treatment where you talk about your trauma isn't going to help you.
Yes.
You know?
I had the exact same thought and I was like, no, exposure works. But
exposure does work. But you need someone.
It doesn't work like this. So echoing, I like went back and I read it. I was like, what exactly is this?
Yeah.
She was basically put in a room and forced to watch her memory over and over and over again. So
and is it from her eye, you think? Like from her, like
I think
from
it's
her
from
recording?
her eye. I think it's the recording from her eye.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
That'd be like the worst thing ever.
Yeah. So there was no prep of learning skills, right?
Right. You need to be able to, yes, please tell more.
Right.
This is the important part because I was like, oh, I'm so mad about this.
So I talk about this with my students in class, right? So we talk about trauma treatments, and there's a few crucial components of trauma treatment. One is psychoeducation, explaining what trauma is, which no one explains that to Melinoë.
No.
Just some things get stuck in your brain. Some memories get stuck. Accurate, but let's talk about that in the context of trauma.
Yeah.
Number 2 is skill building. You have to learn how to regulate your body. You have to learn how to understand your emotions and regulate them before you can do exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And then exposure.
Yeah.
And then processing of the exposure with someone. And so, yeah, there's one part of trauma therapy and echoing, but not the other 3.
Yeah. Yeah. There was nothing. Yeah. I was worried that as people were reading this, I'm like, oh, they're going to think trauma treatment is like this. And that's not what it's like.
It's not what trauma treatment is at all.
Yeah. And people tend to think that about trauma exposure and narration and stuff like that. They're like, well, I don't want to get re-exposed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Duh.
For sure. It would be really unhelpful if someone just sat you down and said, okay, let's watch a video of your trauma memory over and over and over again. I'll go in another room.
I'll just leave you here. It's like Clockwork Orange when they like hold open his eyes to watch all the footage to try to desensitize him to something. I forgot what it was, but he was like they were trying to do some kind of treatment. Clockwork Orange is another hard movie to watch.
That was really hard.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that echoing is truly closer to the concept of intrusive memories and rumination.
Yes.
So you brought up rumination when you talked about OCD, right? The word for that, for replaying things over and over in your mind, is ruminating.
Mm-hmm.
And when we ruminate, it does not desensitize us because we're doing it alone.
Yeah.
And when we think about these memories alone, what it does is actually makes them more ingrained, more upsetting, and increases our shame.
Yeah. I've definitely had that happen.
Me too. I don't know a human that hasn't had that happen.
Yeah. The shame.
Yeah.
The shame of it all.
Well, and we can see that, right? Because Melinoë is constantly replaying this and she's saying there's something wrong with me for not being able to wipe it.
They both thought they were weak, by the way.
Neither of them is weak.
No, they're both very strong.
Both very strong.
Yeah.
Strong women.
Strong women.
But yeah, so this echoing is really more what we do to ourselves when we try to hold on to something and think about it over and over. And it makes us feel like we have some sense of control. Like, oh, well, I'm thinking about it, but it's my choice to think about it. But I mean, I'm sorry, it's not actually your choice.
It's not. Your brain is doing it to you to be mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes your brain's just mean to you.
Sometimes your brain lies.
Yeah. It's really important for everyone to know that. Sometimes your brain lies to you.
Yeah.
And is mean to you.
Your brain can be mean. It can lie.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe your brain.
You don't have to believe your brain, especially like when you maybe drink too much and then you throw up and then you remember the smell of it. And then your brain's mean to you and makes you remember that.
I mean, maybe you actually should remember that.
Maybe that's a deterrent.
That feels like learning.
Fine. My brain's like, don't do that again.
But it's not helpful when your brain is like, oh, you're in this new situation, meeting a new person. Remember about that time that someone really hurt you and was a terrible person to you? That's your life.
Yeah, that's your life. You are that.
Right? That's a lie.
Yeah, it's a complete lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what echoing did to her. It stuck it in there and said, you are this person that did this horrible thing to a 12-year-old girl.
Which is true. She did do that.
It's true. And I'm sort of like thinking about our friend Brandi, who's often here with us, right? And she would say that's a forced choice.
True. There's no consent there. Yeah.
There was no consent.
And we've talked about how both Inesa and Melinoë did what they needed to do to survive.
Yeah.
And this is their survival in their lives.
Yeah. And Melinoë didn't want to kill Sana that way, but it's not Melinoë's fault that Kairos took over the system and developed this horrific system that you can rack up debt, but once you hit $500,000, now someone has to die.
Yeah. I'm curious, like,
that is not Melinoë's fault.
I'm so curious, like, how much that actually is in their world. Like,
500,000?
Yeah, like, what did that equate to?
Well, I mean, it equated to a 17-year-old daughter.
No,
like that
100%.
that much time in your life.
You think it was that much time? I'm curious, like, if it was like over the last 10 years, like how long did it take her to rack up that debt?
Well, from birth, I think, right? Like you have a certain amount of debt over your entire life that
but
you
it's
can
mom's
rack up.
debt. It's mom's debt.
That's what I'm saying. Like mom had a 17-year-old daughter. So whatever age she is, it took that long for her to have this level of debt. It took San's dad less time.
Yeah.
Though we don't know their ages when they had their children.
Yeah. Okay. I digress.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So echoing, thinking about pros and cons, right? So echoing makes us feel like we have some control, maybe like 1% of the time it actually does help us habituate, but the vast majority of the time ruminating on something is not helpful.
Yeah. If you're not thinking about it any kind of different way, you're not like processing it in a bigger picture. What's the point of reliving that?
Yeah. The more we think about something, the bigger it gets in our mind.
Yeah. And like, as you were saying that, I was thinking about like how with Inesa, her entire like childhood, she was told she was weak. She's the lesser one, whatever, you know, like, and it was over time continually being told this.
Yeah.
And then Melinoë gets just a shot of it for like a very concentrated effort of, you're the worst ever.
You are so horrible.
Yeah.
You are a horrible, horrible
similar
person.
Outcomes, similar ways of doing it, but just at different capacities or different strengths.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we wipe? Do we echo? No.
What would you rather do?
I would rather talk.
Okay, but you gave me two options. Wipe or echo. I'd rather wipe. I actually, and I reflected on this in our trauma episode, is that I will forget things. My brain will absolutely block it out. Error 404 is absolutely something my brain will do. And people will be like, don't you remember that? I'd be like, no. What? What happened? And they'll be like, I think you block out bad things. I'm like, oh, advantageous for me.
In the short term, in the long term, not so much.
Is it or is it?
So let's talk about the third possibility, talking.
Okay, fine.
Right? So Melinoë meets Inesa. We talked about their meet cute.
They're meet cute. We're supposed to kill her.
Definitely not cute. But also not only is Inesa like, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful killer I've ever seen in my life.
Melinoë says the same thing very similarly.
Like, oh, her eyes.
Yeah.
Right? It's so sweet. As she's trying to kill her.
Yeah. So sweet as she tries to kill her.
So they are together. They develop trust, right? They decide not to kill each other. The cameras are off. They're starting to develop trust. And Melinoë takes the third option, which is to talk about what happened.
They did do that.
She shares it. Can I read a little bit about what that sounds like?
Which page are we on?
We are on page 250 and 251.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Go.
So I'm actually going to start on 251 and then backtrack to 250. So on page 251, I know it's so weird. On 251, Melinoë tries to explain to Inesa the thought process behind wipes and why wipes are the right thing to do. She says, certain things get stuck, certain memories. They don't register in your brain like an ordinary memory. Instead, they feel immediate, like they're happening to you over and over again. This is called a flashback. Right? It makes you scared and weak. The only way to get rid of them is to forget they ever happened at all. And I love Inesa's response. She just says, surely that can't really work.
Surely Shirley, don't call me Shirley.
She's like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
And I love that, right? Because we have these ideas in our head.
Pokes a hole in it immediately. I love it.
It's so, so good.
I loved Inesa the entire time.
Yeah. I loved the bluntness and the fact that she just saw through it and was like, that's
silly.
That doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. And so then I want to go back to 250. So here's the thing about talking is that our friend Brandi also says this all the time, and I share this with all of my clients, right? Is that when we hold things to ourselves, it increases shame, right? And the antidote to shame is connection.
Yeah.
And the only way to decrease shame is to share the memories that we're ashamed of with other people and allow them to accept us.
Yeah. And allow them to accept is kind of a big thing. You need a certain level of psychological safety with someone to be able to be in that space.
Yeah.
Where you can, this is my shameful moment. I'm going to share it with you. And I'm hoping you accept me.
Yeah.
Because you can always hope.
You can hope, and they might not. So it's important to do this with a trusted person.
Yeah.
You should not go out and share your trauma memories with the random person on the street or the new person you just met.
Do you mean at the bar when I just trauma dump people?
Yeah, probably. You shouldn't do that.
Dang it. Oh, no.
Those might not be safe, trusted people.
Well, I'm never going to see him again.
I mean, there's that.
Although Sacramento's really small. So
you might see them again,
actually.
But when you have a trusted person that you can talk to, sharing this stuff with them is what decreases shame. So we see that happen in live moments on page 250. So we went back a little bit. So she's talking about all of the plastic surgery that she was forced to undergo. Again, this is a 17-year-old child.
Yeah, a child. Anyone who says that 17-year-old is not a child, they're a child.
She's a child.
They're children. Even in this world.
Still a child, right? They did her lips, her nose, her breasts. For some reason, this is the most shameful thing I've admitted to Inesa so far. The shame feels almost airborne, heavy and hot. Maybe it's because the surgeries are the epitome of pointless wealth, of excess, and that hearing about them will make Inesa start to hate me again. Or maybe it's because it's evidence of how little of me there is left. Not even my face is my own. I wait for Inesa to curl her lip in disgust, to turn away. Instead, she just says, that sounds painful too.
She meets her with empathy. I love that.
I love it.
Oh. Sometimes people just need to be met with empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like, oh, I could imagine that. I'm trying to imagine that.
That sounds hard.
That sounds hard.
That sounds painful.
Inesa, we love you.
Right. But you can just you can see how the shame would just roll down from Melinoë. She's built this up so big in her mind. So talking. Value of talking. It reduces shame. It also allows us to process.
Yeah.
Right. So as Melinoë started talking and sharing her memories, more memories showed up.
Yeah. Because I think Inesa gave her the name of the person, right? Is that happening at the same time? Like
she told her about San and how, yes, this is what happened. You were here. And that just sort of opened additional memories. And then she remembered the Karis and fire. And she remembered all this stuff about Azrael. And she got all of these memories back.
Yep.
And something very interesting happens as she gets all of her memories back. She starts to feel.
I know. It's not allowed. No feeling for her.
But it's interesting. So I was actually really confused at first.
Yeah.
Because the way that she describes it is that Karis removes the angel's ability to feel.
Yeah. And I was just like, that's not real. That can't be a real thing.
I was like, we're a dystopian novel. Okay.
You just accepted it. I was like, no, that's not real because she feels pain.
Right.
Like that we learn very quickly on when she is fighting after Inesa, she gets shot by the brother And then she has to sit down and she's in pain. It's dulled, but she still is in pain.
She still feels it.
Pain is a feeling.
Yeah.
You can't, and it comes with other emotions.
Yeah.
Liars.
So they lied to her. They told her that we take your emotions away.
They lied.
Right. But what they really do is they wipe your memories.
Yeah.
And without memories, she loses the emotions. She's got so much substance in her body that she's not feeling. She's numbed out on substances.
Yeah.
And now those substances are diminishing out of her body.
Which is pretty common with someone who's experiences trauma, is that you do try not to feel.
Yeah.
So you are numb. And so you think that you don't have the capacity to do it.
Right.
I really refrained from doing a Star Trek reference.
Please do it.
Nope. I'm going to stop. But
you're welcome to Star Trek reference whenever you want to.
All the time. No, but that is what happens. Like when you get so numb with this kind of, with a trauma, you don't want to experience it. You don't want to have to go through it. And then you start thinking like, do I even have the ability to do it? That's the big thing I wanted to say.
Yeah. And that goes along with the avoidance, right? So typically when we feel numb on our emotions, it's because we're really actively trying to numb our memory.
Mm-hmm.
And when we lose our memories and numb our memories, it also numbs our emotions.
Yeah.
Can I bring up
one
last quote? So this is coming from the end. It is on page 319.
It's like I knew exactly where you're going.
You went right there.
I went right there.
It. Okay, so it's about halfway down. They are at the cabin still, so we're still in a happy place, right?
Yeah. And then the book ends.
And then the book ends in our happy place. But they found out that Kairos has been watching them this whole time, all the terrible things. And Melinoë has experienced her memories. She has shared them with Inesa. Her shame is lowered. Her feelings are back. She is processing. But when we process, the feelings pop up, right? So we see that she and Inesa go wild and just like rage destroy everything they can find.
As they should.
I loved this scene. I was like, yeah, you go. You destroy it all.
Yep.
But also like you probably need that food. So what if you just didn't destroy the food?
Maybe not the food.
But I loved it. They had all this rage. And then she says, there's something freeing about being able to feel it finally. All the rage that washed through me left a scorched wasteland behind. And yet even I know that flowers grow most brilliantly from ashes.
Oh, that's like the rose from the concrete kind of concept too.
Yeah. Right. We can only grow once we allow ourselves to feel and be who we are, even if that's a total mess.
Yeah. Yes. I'm a mess.
I'm a mess.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And one of the things that like, this is not a trauma thing. This is actually like a life thing that once I kind of, how do I put it? Like I feel psychologically safe when people recognize that my lateness to things has nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with me. Let me be the mess that I am and accept me even if I show up late. Because that's who I am. I'm going to be a little bit late, but I'll be there.
And now we know to just tell you a different start time.
Honestly, that's the best thing. If your friends love you enough to tell you different start time, they love me.
They love you and they are willing to work around your schedule.
If they have expectations for my time frame, you have to adjust my expectations too.
Exactly. But that's the thing about, right, what trauma therapy should be, right? Because we started the discussion of echoing with you being like, oh no, I hope people don't think this is what trauma therapy is.
Yeah.
And trauma therapy is more what happened with Inesa.
Yeah.
With some more skill building in the beginning, right? We should be able to know how to deal with it.
Inesa was a great therapist.
She really was.
She's like, let me just process this with you. That sounds really hard. Just meeting people with empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Letting her have her experiences. And then Inesa even does a little bit of that sort of processing that we do after we expose and share our memories.
Mm-hmm.
When she points out like, you know, all these things are just trying to survive. And I wonder what they would do if they weren't in this situation, right? Like,
yeah, she was talking about that too. Like her dad mentioned something. I don't know if it was earlier. I forget when, but like if the water wasn't around, we would be the ones that were surviving. And I was like, well, actually, that's not true, but whatever.
Sure.
Like, but it's system. I think it's some of the systems or something like that.
Like the system is being put in place so that certain people thrive and certain people die, right? But if the system was shifted, then everything would shift.
Yep.
And Inesa helps Melinoë see that these terrible things that she's done, yes, they're terrible, but she's just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Right. And she's a really good job of trauma therapy processing there.
I know. Good job, Inesa.
Good job.
It's too bad you're just going to spend the rest of your life looking for this lady.
In book 2, she is going to find her. They are going to fall in love, and they are going to topple Kairos.
I hope so.
I hope.
She's probably coming back with 2 books, don't you think?
It says it's a duology.
Oh, it's a duology? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ava Reid. I'm watching you.
I am ready for Melinoë to get her memories back and then stay married to this head of Kairos with her memories and pretend that she doesn't have them and then kill him in the middle of the night.
I love it. Hendrik Visser? Kairos CTO.
Kairos CTO / pedophile. She's 17.
She's 17.
17.
She's 17.
And he is, we don't know his age, but it is not 17.
He's an old man.
He is an old
man. You've been warned. 17 is not an adult.
17 is a child. Even 18.
Even 18 is a child.
Still not okay.
Still not okay.
Yeah. Poor thing. So she gets her memories back. She talks about it. She finds who she is. And then she's put under again at the end of the book.
But she does try to help.
She does.
Yeah. She tries to save Inesa. She does. Inesa gets to live. P.S. Inesa gets to live. Friends.
It's great.
It's not great.
Living is greater than dying.
Okay, fine. But it's like such a weird existence.
Yeah. They're gonna get to it's gonna be fine.
I'm
happy endings for the win.
We can try. We don't get very many happy endings in this series, do we? In our book club.
Oh, we really don't.
No. But honestly, I thought this was gonna be a happy ending, and I was so angry. Even a happy ending probably would have been for me. Maybe one of them died.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that if Melinoë had actually died in the moment of like, screw you, Azriel, I'm going to die for this girl. I'm not going to kill her. This is my last act. Yeah. Right. Like if she had actually died, it would have been a better, like happier ending. Yeah. Because we would have all been doing what we believed in. And like that was the goal, was to bring it down. Once they figured it out, they're like, we have to bring the system down. But that's not how the world always works. It's not generally linear. Sometimes there's ups and downs. And I feel like that's just what's happening. This is a down. It's a down. There's going to be a second book. Currently a down. And there's going to be an up. You say that, but we had an up in the cabin, and that's when the book should have ended. Is fair. Everyone rewrite this book so that it ends in the cabin. Cabin, period, done. And done. No, I'm kidding. It was still really good. It was a really good, it was good to think about, like, you know, like dealing with memories and dealing with that and dealing with traumatic memories. Yeah. Yeah. I know for myself, I've had many traumatic memories in my life. And for the ones especially that happened when I was younger, so some when I was very young, some when I was a teenager, I know that like the times in my life that were the worst were the moments when I was trying to keep them all in. Yeah. I was an echoer, right? So I would ruminate on them all the time and tell myself these lies, allow my brain to tell me lies about myself. And I went almost on like a mission of radical honesty. You would. I know you would. I would. So I lived in France for a semester in college. Oh, yes. I came back from France and I was like, radical honesty. And I just told my friends, my close friends, I was like, listen, I need to tell you about all this stuff that's been going on that I've been keeping from you, and that has been just destroying me. Yeah. And every single person I told, I felt a little bit better. That's true.
Yeah.
And by the time I ended my mission of radical honesty, my friends all still loved me.
They did still love you?
And I felt like maybe I was like maybe a lovable human.
You are a very lovable human because I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Yeah. That is such a good story. And so you.
So now I'm going to give you the 3 options.
Oh no.
Something
okay.
traumatic happens to you. Do you wipe, echo, or talk?
Well, can I do all 3?
No.
What if I just do all 3?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, I mean, generally I'm a talker.
Yeah.
And I will talk about it as probably like I'd be like, well, this terrible thing happened. I must tell you.
And that is the most healthy way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
And it's the only way that's going to reduce shame.
Yeah. Or just block it out. It's fine, guys.
That's not fine.
I'm kidding,
That's inaccurate.
I'm kidding.
Wiping does not work.
Wiping does not work. The memory wipe does not work.
Talk about it.
Melinoë really, it didn't work for her at all.
It did not.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
Yeah.
It also, so just like super side note, same thing with Inesa, right? Inesa talks
True.
about how she and her brother never talk about their mom. And so when she finally shares that story with Melinoë, it was new and it was also shame reducing for Inesa.
Yeah, like kind of like relieving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all do it. So,
yeah.
Thanks for talking to me about memories.
You're welcome. Thanks for talking to me about memories. I thought that was a very, again, it might not be your therapy session. It might be my therapy session. But I think it was both of ours today.
I think so too.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good little book club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I think that's a good place to stop. And, so. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. A good job. Hooray. Check us out online at our Patreon. Come check us out. Like and subscribe. If you're just scrolling and you're like, what are these 2 ladies talking about? Come check us out, like and subscribe somewhere. Follow us.
And
somewhere.
Tell your friends.
Make friends with us. We like friends.
Come to our Patreon. You can join us in chats. We would love to get to know you and hear your thoughts on all the books that we're reading. We also have all of our cocktail recipes and mocktails for everyone who doesn't drink. And for those of you who are therapists or are working with other people, we also have therapy resources that go along with all of our podcast episodes. We really look forward to meeting you on our Patreon, and we hope that you'll join us next time. Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.